Tonight's almost a meeting of the Ratchford professional engineers and surveyors.
Well, we got good representation.
Once in a while, that'll be good.
I was talking to somebody, Chris, Beal and Claire, and John Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Doing his mapping.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation, it was nice.
They had to talk.
Engineering department.
Yeah, he was reading in the middle of the sentence, so he couldn't interrupt him.
Sure, I'll agree. Okay, welcome to the August 2024 Hamlin Planning Board meeting. At this time, I'd like to tell you where the emergency exits are. Out the door at the end of the hall. We just put fresh steps and stuff out here. I did a report on Friday if there was a problem. We could drop that door. Probably already had it, sure. So, and with that, there's an AD out there if needed, we can use it. And at this time, all electronic devices should be shut off so that we get an uninterrupted flow of conversation and communication. So, that being said, roll call.
Sharon Steigerwald. Here. Dave Martin.
Here.
Chris Snyder.
Here.
James Nesbitt.
Here.
Ed Nelson.
Here.
Steve Hittner.
Good. Okay. So everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from July 9th? And if so, are there any additions, corrections that we need to make, or is it approvable as posted in the
Being that I was excused in the last meeting, they had me down as voting yes on the JTV land. I think it's just a typo. Just to say, you know, that it wasn't correct.
Noted. Can you give a motion for seconds?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald.
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Chris Snyder.
Yes.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
Ed Nelson.
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Okay. We have a busy agenda tonight, and some of the information came across, some things came to light today. I'd like to have the board be able to take about another 5 minutes or so of tonight's meeting and make sure they have all the documents in order for the projects we're doing. We have letters from our attorney per item, and we have some concerns from our B group. You might want to tuck it in with your group of minutes. We have to say that. Do that. Most of those will be discussed when we go over the individual addresses. I didn't want anybody to feel surprised. First item on the agenda is for Megan D. Piper at 471 Hamlin Center Road. Just like give us a little bit of an overview here, and then we'll go down to comments.
Sure. About 29 years ago, we did these plans, and it was one of the first designs I did as an engineer. They were approved for 2 lots, but nobody had built them. So, current client, Piper intends to build on one of the lots. The other lot is going to be planned. We're not moving any property lines. We're just basically presenting an updated site plan. With that, we shot some additional topo, see what has changed over the years. They did put in a partial driveway with some stones and put in. But the plans themselves are pretty close to what was done originally 9 years ago with the house position. So that's what this plan is. It's just an updated site plan for one of the lots.
I don't recall a project from 30 years ago, Chris. However, I started engineering in '94 here. I tried to, no, on my new comments on this were just, since those days, we have a private road detail that should be included on the plans. The plans for private roads, they require, the town code requires a paved roadway with dimensions. So the town detail should be included. And it's on a county road, so the Monroe County driveway entrance detail should be included as well. Driveway entrance.
Since the original submission to JP, we did it at the detail for the private drive, and I contacted Monroe County DOT to see if there was ever a permit taken out, because there was evidence that somebody started building the road. And again, since it was so old, we're basically treating it as a new application. So we'll be submitting to DOT for a up-to-date driveway for that from the current road site.
Yes, Keith?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is so old. Do we update it? Signatures? Do we? Huh?
It's treated as new.
30 years is a long time.
So, that being said, you have a present day site plan updated for signatures, right, Chris?
Yeah, and we'll be also asking the health department to re-sign, and water authority re-sign, DOT re-sign, so that's appropriate.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the process.
Absolutely.
And there's also been some changes in the county planning. They've actually started to come on board as of this month, where we've been getting comments, okay, and there's some lengthy comments. Some is boilerplate, some is
Yes.
not. But since we have time to address any of those, either they don't apply or they do apply, and you know the rigmarole. I just want any surprises and have that read into the minutes. And there should be a copy of some of that program. County comments for this. Okay, we have it. Do we have it?
Yes, we do.
I saw it there someplace. It's in this home book.
It's in your stuff, yeah.
Oh, he's got one that's got color.
This is print, and this one's a-
What's the total length of the driveway?
That's a good question. 700 feet.
Try to do it like that, it doesn't get there.
Yeah, the property line is about a little less than 590, or 20 feet right away where it turns, and then, easily about another 150, 200 feet up to the house.
Cheryl? Cheryl, you had a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I actually drove by it last night, so I saw the driveway and I'm like, okay, where's, oh, it's way back there. The other lot then, what's gonna happen?
Well, we own it, it may be something like you, for children, to build in the future or something like that. I did ask them, do you have any immediate plans to do it, because we can update them both at the same time, and they said, no, we're just gonna keep the lot as is. I did notice in the research that none of the easements relating to the shared access and utilities will be recorded independently of the original file somehow. So we will be providing that to the planning board attorney.
So there'll be a library page.
Yeah, we got to get
indicators.
those. Back then, they just filed something out and they didn't worry too much about it, but now the custom is always to do the duplicate filing, so there's a library page.
And I think that's what you were getting at, Keith.
Yes.
Good.
Well, there's a lot going on within this corner, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driveway will be sufficient enough for emergency vehicles?
Oh, certainly.
Well, we might need to have a bump out.
There is a
I
bump
see
out.
there.
That went down right before the turn. Put it in there so you basically got a straight shot, you can see somebody coming.
It's 20 foot and up wide.
Normally do 20 by 50. That's the standard. You usually do 20 feet high and 50 feet long. So you got more than enough room. You can get an emergency vehicle pulled off. Yep.
Now, there might be a concern on the part of the fire marshal.
Yes.
Okay. But we'll leave it at that.
Sure.
All right, size of bump out, good. Okay.
Yeah, we also gave them the required emergency vehicle turnaround, approximate to the house, and he likes to see that.
Okay. So with that being said, any other comments on the board?
First of all, I think the fire marshal's gonna be involved in this.
That's what you said.
That was a good, after your part, the federal wetland area is, we have to do any more detail. It shows that it's federal wetland. But it doesn't say whether we can grade it or what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, there's a pipe in there right now in a stone drive, and the original design called for more than just a single pipe. Because there's a good amount of water that
Yeah.
carries down through there. So you see on the plans, we're noting the second pipe will be put in place. So right now, the area where the existing pipe is in Stone Drive is I mean, that in itself is not the wetland, but adjacent to it on either side. So we're really not proposing any disturbance to
Is
the
there anything
wetland.
there for the weight of the fire trucks or anything on that?
Yeah, basically you design them using the detail from the town that has a certain amount of stone and blacktop. And that supports fire trucks or emergency vehicles, big garbage trucks, things like that. And that's what JP will do that. Make sure the details on the plan and all that for the construction. So they'll go in there and see the stones there and, have to augment that quite a bit, probably for width and everything else, then we'll take it. And then we'll be a road that can take the loading if necessary.
Steve? You all set? Were you able to put all this together and as for a public hearing?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. You know, as soon as we get the fire marshal's comments, we'll address those. Certainly, AEP's comments are straightforward, we can address all those. And usually we'll wait until we're past public hearing to do the easement documentation and start going through the recording process. So if we could get a public hearing scheduled, that'd be great.
Any chance, Shelley, to leave that to the fire marshal? Tomorrow morning, just put it in there, you can call me or.
I will text him, contact me, please. I'm not here for you.
That'll work, we'll work it out.
Thank you.
How much do you
All right, so next month meeting date would be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Tuesday meeting. September 3rd.
September 3rd. With that, I'd probably like to have a motion for setting the public hearing date for next month. Are you making that as a motion? No, I'm making it as a motion. You make a motion. Yes,
I'd like to make a motion for a public hearing for 471 Hamlin Center Road for Piper. Is it, for next month's meeting, which will be September 3rd at 7 o'clock.
Second.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Bruce Stoller,
Yes.
James Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Hittman.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Chris, you can. Okay, second item on the agenda is for Thomas Mann, Hidden Pines, Section 3.
Another one from a long time ago. Hidden Pines started off as a minimum sized lot, development with sanitary sewers and water. Section 1 was all the frontage left on Town Line Road. We brought the sewer up through what we're calling Section 2 now, to get sewer out to the Hamlin Parks and Town Line, and the frontage lots were all developed. Section 2 comes off of Hamlin Parks and Town Line, Pond Meadow. And at the time, there was a demand for larger size lots. And instead of doing the 100 by 200 foot lot and a lot of earthwork and knocking out a lot of trees, we put a private drive in and we had some nice houses back in there. Section 3 has been waiting for the market to pick up, and my client, Mr. Mattel, is basically repeating the same thoughts that he did in Section 2. He's getting rid of the idea of how many houses can we finish in here and developing larger state lots. The nice thing is we already got sanitary sewer in ground. So we're gonna be able to sewer all the lots already. Existing sewer does run through the site. So pretty much get out there and see if the wetlands have changed. We had originally delineated by Andy Smith of Steer Brown, and Andy's still doing it. So we got him back out there this spring, walked the whole thing with Tom. They spent a good part of most of the day, and the wetlands haven't really changed. They are where they were, which is fortunate. Sometimes wetlands grow and people think. So we had done that previously, and we were able to basically go along with the previous mapping. The idea with the development is nowadays you avoid the wetlands, you do everything you can not to touch it. When you come across the creek, what the Army, it's a fed regulated wetland, what the Army Corps wants you to do is jump the creek and not touch it. You'll see one of the lots has a bridge where the wetlands are poured outside the wetland, outside the creek itself, so that you actually leave the creek in place and put the bridge over top. So lot number 1 shows that. I believe my client intends to sell a couple lots and build houses on a couple lots itself, so he will be a builder who is on his own track. Oftentimes it's nice, that all the little details get taken care of, because he's living there.
Well, I do remember in hindsight, so that's a good
Couldn't
start.
remember before you did it.
Yeah. So I have a couple of minor notes. Again, this private road serving, 4 lots. The private drive detail needs to be updated to match the town standard. I'd like to see site distances at that private road entrance onto Lake Road. And that driveway entrance will require approval from New York State DOT, and state roads. We'll see that. There is sanitary sewer available. Some of the laterals are very long, and they have to cross water service lines, and other grading changes where they're elevating the house. On rough numbers, it works very well, but I'd like to see a profile to make sure we don't have conflict with the water service or some other grading.
That's straightforward, you can take care of that.
And then, for lot 1, there is that bridge proposed across the wetland area. And I would just like to see some engineering detail to verify that that is sufficient for fire apparatus and emergency vehicles.
We did a similar bid on Peck Road last year, came out really nice. You get a couple of choices when you gotta go across the wetland. One of them is an arch made out of plate steel, that are designed for each swing loading, and this one, it turned out the price to build it and install it was a little more reasonable, but not a problem providing Jake the information he's requested.
What's capacity for a bridge?
It'll be H20 loading, it'll be the biggest fire truck, a dump truck fully loaded, basically the same as any roadway bridge.
That's some pretty decent distances, between the hammerheads. Firemen are difficult.
Yeah, we were looking for comments from the firm on this one too. We did show the emergency turnarounds that we normally do on long driveways. We have a 20-foot by 50 widening for passing zones. But absolutely, if you said any comments, we would be
Well, we'll be able to take a look at it, and even if there was a change, you probably would, you might need to go a little closer to the dwelling. Okay. That's what I'm not trying to make up as many for it,
Good.
but I wanted to second on that, because in terms of what you do with the construction.
Sure.
Just a public benefit.
We are adding a hydrant out on Lake Road, believe it or not. There's no hydrants anywhere on those two twin names, because they used to be for supplying Rockford water. So you look and there are hydrants. So we put a hydrant in our best spot right opposite our roadway, so it's the most convenient place. Talked to the water authority, told me which one they wanted us to put the hydrant on. And they basically do the install for a fixed price. You write them a big check and you put the hydrant on.
For a second, I thought you were trying to spend some more of the developers.
Not by choice, but what you need to do.
Piggyback at JP, lateral lengths. Least gravity, is there?
All gravity. We've got sufficient slope on all the laterals. What we basically did is we started, we went back out and we shot all the sanitary again to confirm our original indoor elevation. And then we worked up,
Clean house.
clean out every 75 feet. And it's all at a minimum 1/4 inch per foot. It's coming into the house, 5 to 6 feet below the floor. So we have extra clay.
For some reason, cleanouts near the house always tend to end up with the wrong. Okay, these are representative layouts that you have, they're based on your footprint, where you can go and stuff like that.
They usually show a pretty large footprint. It does, the house shown out here has got a lot of jigs and jacks, but it's a house that's 90 feet wide and about 50 feet deep, so.
You might be prepared if you get stuff that end up in the asphalt, to get some of those in manholes. And let the people that, get done with their lawn, well, it's down there someplace.
They put the metal caps on and they have about 6 inches below grade, so it's fine.
It's kind of hard to do.
Garden driveway, you gotta have little mini handles, try to avoid it because those things suck. They eventually heave and you get flipped by them, snowplow. So if you can avoid them, avoid them.
Okay, Keith,
Yes. No concern?
another note for the file.
Yeah, you have to, yeah, go ahead and put down one.
Sure.
And then I drove by there last night, I'm like, where is this driveway?
Solid wall.
And then I tried to get there from Pond Meadow, I'm like, nope, can't do that either.
No, these are gonna be very secluded lots.
Yeah, so there is no other exit from this,
That's correct.
so you won't be able to get out once you're in. So you-
Yeah, it's similar to, like section 2, same thing, you got one entrance. Once you get, 20 or more lots, then you start getting nervous about having a second entrance.
Right.
But the nice part about this is, even coming off of Parks and Charlestown line, if the fire department needed to go right between the houses,
Yeah.
that type of thing, it's not gonna stop.
David,
Are these, Chris, are these all independent driveways, or is this gonna be common driveways for everybody?
Coming up initially is common, and then they split off.
So
So
that's
you got
just
that
one-
initial coming off of Lake Road, that'll be a private drive, it'll be covered with an easement and everybody, so that, we'll share it to do the normal maintenance and stuff.
So they're gonna be what, more than 100 foot wide there, coming in off of Lake Road? And then
Yeah, so
splits
everyone's
off.
got 20 foot of ownership all the way out the lake. All the lots yield down and 25, 25, 25, 25, you get 100 foot. Yeah,
It takes care of the pond.
basically, the homeowners have an agreement, and, this is often referred to as a de minimis homeowners association, because it's something that's put together so that when you're buying a lot, you know what the approximate costs are gonna be for plowing it every year and sealing it. And depending on who's running it, they can set it up so every month you throw some money into a checking account, or I live on one, I've been there for 28 years. And get along with our neighbors every winter, we said, who do you want to have plow this year? And it's like, split it. Same thing with the ceiling and stuff, so. But initially, there's usually a document that's set up so that a buyer knows what they're buying. And the portion of driveway that's shared, we understand they have responsibility to take care of it.
The covenant.
Yeah, so everybody knows going in, what's expected of them.
anything under 5, basically, HO.
Yeah, usually,
But anything underneath that is insurance, so it's.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Not a deed
it's not a,
restriction, but it's something you
it's recorded with the deed, and, go through the same process as this does.
inform each other.
Yeah.
Ready, once again.
Sounds great.
there's probably some questions and comments your county wants also.
They hadn't sent that. I sent Piper first, a week later I sent this one. So I'll have them well in advance of the next meeting.
Because at this level, in public hearing, I want to be able to answer any questions.
Absolutely.
Get it.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. Usually if the meeting's coming up and we don't have a phone call solves it, most of the time they have all the comments. They have it released on it. It's just a matter of give them a call and ask them to please send it out. Usually within an hour. Oh, they're out.
Okay, Keith, I like to save the secrets and these first two anyways until we get final drawings and stuff.
Correct. I'm just putting it out there.
Anything else?
One dummy question. Coming off of Lake Road, your driveway, how far does this driveway go that it's dedicated to the town?
Actually, there's no dedication to the town.
No dedication.
Yeah, it's just a shared driveway coming off of Lake Road.
So, any of the snow that's being plowed off is going into your.
It's gonna go west, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's areas basically set aside just for, they push off the snow, keep it out of the way. The thing with like the hammerheads, you wanna make sure you're not panels on that, because it's for emergency vehicle use. So we position the driveway such that there's a good area that you can push the snow.
I was just thinking about the whole bucket turn around there.
Yeah, the turnarounds are really for emergency vehicles and,
Just gonna go right back.
yep, yep. They'll do like every other driveway, they'll go by and fill the end of your driveway with snow.
Whoever plows it
Yeah.
is, make sure it's at the down.
I'll be that guy.
Don't pile it on the other side of the road. Because it's just on the way from the
Okay,
driveway.
I'd like to make a motion for public hearing. Thomas Daniel, Hidden Pines, section 3, for August, or September 3rd, which is a Tuesday.
Second.
Tina Fryerwell,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Snyder,
Yes.
Steve Metzger,
Yes.
Ed Melton, Steve Pittman.
Great, thank you.
Okay, next person. Madeline Young, 4059, Brick Schoolhouse Road. Somebody here,
We're all here for it.
pardon me?
I'm the builder, she's the homeowner. so.
Well, somebody's got to get on.
All right, I guess it's gonna be me.
This is, once again, an older subdivision. Yeah. JP, you like this?
The memory's not as good as it used to be.
I think Paul was coming.
Early on, yeah. I would just like to see the full site plan. What I've had in front of me was just a, 8.5 by 11, or 11 by 17 of just the site. Just to see connectivity and other issues, but, it's been approved, they're not proposing any changes, so, other than seeing the entire, I'd like to see the entire Mylar.
I've got a copy of the Mylar right
Okay,
here.
I only have the 11 by 7.
Would you like to look at that first?
I'd be happy to while you guys discuss other things, but I didn't see anything on what I had.
Because I was told that if I don't return it to the proper person, I might have to pull the finger. It's the only copy in the world. Chris can probably rectify that.
Well, I did sign this in 2008, so give me a minute to scratch my head.
a lot of information here besides that. Okay, where do we go on this? It's an existing profile.
Pre-existing or pre-existing.
No, it's an approved site, so seen the whole picture, and it's an approved site, it's on public water, it's on sanitary sewer. It's connecting to a county road. The county road driveway connections are there, the grading is appropriate, so I would have no reason not to re-sign.
Mr. Chairman, I feel a little better because the application says it was approved in 1988. Well, 2008 is a bit more recent, huh? And it post-states phase 2 stormwater regs being adopted. I am still concerned that the easements haven't been noted, but they can provide us with proof of the easements.
Well, no,
Does the file
Yeah,
does the file map show?
Well, that would show, proposed
There's a
easement.
copy of the file map right there, so,
It doesn't have the library page.
don't have the library page.
Yeah, Ben was something.
Well, between now and then,
I'd be happy to provide the information necessary to do, we just gotta give you a call and say, can you help me out?
Yeah, I believe the easements
I don't even.
were for the existing sanitary sewer that predated even this. Oh, okay, so there was drainage easement.
I mean, there's drainage easements here.
Yeah, it's a rear of the property, correct?
But that's probably been there for a while.
Well, it does show proposed.
Because it's the backside of the question, so.
No, they're shown as existing easements. As of the date of this.
Are they set out someplace or
Yeah,
Now you got me curious.
I gotta,
no, Chris is, like as Chris suggested, was because there was a big Potter subdivision.
yeah, it's with the little pad that we gotta look at, so.
So their labyrinth and pages for the Potters, Hidden Creek. Potters.
So you're gonna be,
They all appear to be pre-existing easements.
The property owner's abstract title that's been brought currently would have the
you
easement.
would think, on the instrument survey.
Well, in the abstract. Sometimes you see in those surveys, not always. But the abstracts, it's usually there. I assume they've updated their abstract in the last 10 years.
No, they.
These were existing, given to the town.
You mean that?
Would you want to,
Yeah,
would you want to
Site on it.
recorded using overlaps?
Yeah.
Existing easements given to the town.
I do.
I don't follow.
You're gonna be doing it.
I think this was an easement.
What's that?
You'll be doing it.
Oh, if it already exists.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do it twice.
Yeah, I think this existed. This was never.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Oh, I don't,
Map.
no, I don't, no, map easements, it's not.
These are all
Yeah.
map easements.
Yeah, that-
So this would be an easement.
So they're.
Just for their portion to the town.
They're,
None of
they can't
that is
give
gonna
the
get touched.
easement for here, because they don't.
Right.
But they own
This is
the.
a bunch of the-
So, well, actually, this one here is pointing
Yeah.
to this section here.
So it can be.
There's some nice.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever they can do.
Yeah, it's beautiful lot.
I understand.
For the sanitary, which is pure water, the trunk sewer runs.
So we can give it a easement.
which I'd be shocked if there's not, Pure Water didn't have
They're pretty damn thorough.
a file easement from when they built the trunk lines. Be careful of my fingers.
Yeah, right. Anybody wanna look at this, it's the same thing as that. It's just a little more detailed. Yeah, this is, as we get into it, I'll pass this around, this is what was permitted by the original. And they've already had the discussion. I'd like to add that there are houses existing in your side.
Yeah.
There's a vacant lot next door, but there is
There is a
another
house
house.
to the one side.
Right.
That these grades are established so that you can get drainage. There's a high point at the house, some goes back, some goes forward towards Brick Schoolhouse Road, just so long there's the ability to swell.
It does, it completely slopes away right in the middle of the house.
So the house will be high enough.
Yeah, it'll
Couple of
slope
courses out.
to the front and then to the back as well.
How long has your client owned the property?
So I purchased the lot,
Okay.
almost a year ago. And then my son and his girlfriend purchased it from me 6 months ago.
So when the abstract title was brought up to date for those transactions,
Correct.
if the easements existed, they'd be in the abstract. So if you retrieve the abstract from your attorney, there's a good chance the easements are already there. Of course, if the easements were never recorded, then that's a different issue.
Do you have that as well, or
No,
no?
Okay. If the easements were not recorded,
Okay.
then your attorney will have to contact me and perhaps have Mr. Schultz provide the legal descriptions so we can provide easements and get those recorded.
So,
You hate to pay for them twice.
right, so it's the easement for the sewer and for the drainage.
No, we're not, this is not council.
No, it's the county trunk.
Yeah, so it'd be the drainage easements.
Just the drainage easement?
Yes,
Okay.
those are town handling easements.
Gotcha.
And all the easements that say to the town or existing to the town, those are the ones that.
Okay.
And I believe those go on record and are carried in the assessor's office. That part of the deed.
Or the township, yeah. We don't keep the abstract, just the easements when they come back.
Okay, once again, this needs a public hearing, I believe. And would you be ready for a public hearing next, for the September meeting?
Yeah.
If everything's in order.
Yeah, if everything's in order.
I'm sorry for, if I'm naive.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with speeding the rain.
No,
So the process will be, you pull the abstract from your attorney,
okay,
scan it, send me a copy. I'll buzz through it, see if the easement's recorded. If it's
Okay.
not, I just have to write up a legal description for each easement, pretty straightforward.
okay,
And then give it to your attorney, who then contacts Mr. Cool, and he provides the correct format for the recording of the easement. Once he's satisfied, you get back to your attorney records it. Once this process is underway, and it is then submitted, it doesn't hold well at the public hearing.
now, does it, just because I'm naive to it, it has to have a public hearing even though it was an approved lot already?
Yes,
Okay,
because the approval expired years ago.
okay, fair enough.
Okay, motion,
Make a motion then for a public hearing for Madeline Young on September 3rd, 4059 Brick Schoolhouse Road.
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Slater,
yes.
Steve Metzger,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Hittner.
Okay.
After you get the public hearing, we'll make a decision, and then, because don't make the final unless everything's complete.
Right.
So, you know, you watch your calendar as you're going along, make some phone calls.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, next item on the agenda is for Teresa Randazzo, if I said that right, 984 Chase Road, soda substances. Please state your name.
My name is Tommy Sutherland. I'm here with Land Tech, representing my client, the Randazzo family. This property is located on the corner of Chase Road and Walker Lake, Ontario Road. We have a proposed single-family home. It's going to be built on slabs, so there will be no basement. We have a small barn for storage, and the driveway will be connected to Chase Road. We have access to public water and electric, and we will use a private in-ground leach field system, private propane service. The storm water is going to be directed to the north side of the lot, through roof leaders and existing grade. We want to keep clearing to a minimal, under 0.8 acres. And we have already sent plans to Monroe County Water Authority, and they've approved the plans. And we already have comments from Monroe County Planning and the town engineer, and we've addressed those comments already.
Heard a letter of August 5th from Planning and Development to the county. Those concerns,
Yes.
you have a copy of that, Dave?
Monroe County Planning.
Before we get to a point where we're gonna do a public hearing, verification from the county will be needed, okay, for the August 5th. Okay, these are July 5th. Okay. So,
Those are from August 5th. I must have had the wrong date on there.
yeah, the one she's going to do, yes. This Chase Road site plan is just your answers. Okay. Just make a note, contact the people in the county, and then we get an acknowledgement before the public hearing. And it's a very brief acknowledgement, it can be done through email to code compliant or clerk's office. But just so we know now, the county's back on the ball, they're not talking from home, they're not doing any of that other stuff. They have some new staff, so it's a good way to generate conversation
Okay.
with the county and keep them open. So, that being said, I've already been too wordy. JP,
Just a few brief notes. I'd like to see the town standard plan notes added. A signature block added for town signatures and approvals. I just would note that there's now the sanitary sewer force main for the Lakeshore Sewer District is running up Walker Lake, Ontario Road. We are reviewing with the town board possibilities and a regulatory measure for potential connections directly to that force main. And I was just suggesting that this developer consider the pump style that might be better suited to connect to that high pressure force main in the future, or if the town establishes some regulations, so they're not investing in building the entire septic system in Leachfield.
What's the time frame on that?
I honestly don't know. I've been, we've been kicking it around, and it just seems like ever since that force main's come up Walker Lake Ontario Road, that there's interest in connections to it.
For some people, yeah, they have older systems.
Older systems and new developments, but we need to establish some criteria for allowing or denying based, we can't accept a 200 lot subdivision behind but onesie twosies with the right pump and the right pressure conditions, it's feasible. So that there's no established regulation. But I'm just thinking in
I guess it's up to the homeowner or developer at this time without regulation. The only regulation that I know of is a state standard that says if you have a dwelling within 100 feet of the public sewer, you have to connect.
That's true, but this is not gravity sewer. It requires special pumps and hydraulic.
That's correct, but they're gonna wanna look at the cost of the pumps versus the cost of the present day.
Correct, and the town doesn't have an established criterion for allowing or denying.
Is the plan to build right away?
So I have an updated plan based on your comments, and we decided to stick with the leach system. We do want to get moving ahead on this plan. Cost-wise and time-wise, we decided to stick with the leach system.
All right, so that's a moot point. Just bear in mind, it will be coming up. I'm running into it in Parma, and it's come up at least once on another project. So it's coming up, but that, it's good for this, so we can remember that kind
Keith,
I have no concerns. Thought the letter of intent was helpful. That was something we discussed in the past. But as to the project, I have no concern.
sure.
I have no concern.
Sure.
Right, nothing,
Okay. Good. What's it running? What's it running?
well, usually a farm bill, it'll be time to up on the second, yeah. I mean, it needed drainage, but, but it's not farmed anymore, of course, it's all second road now.
It is wet towards the back of the lot, the west side of the lot, that's why the leach field has to be in the post of the road. It's a little drier, a little higher up.
Way back when we developed our LWRP, I walked that creek all the way to the lake. So I've been in the students of that. So,
Tastes like chicken.
we do guys a bunch of meetings. Anyways, so that being said, would you be ready with all engineering comments and consultate with our engineer and stuff for next month to have preliminary and final approval?
Yeah, we can do that. I was hoping to get final today, but
You never, usually there's a sketch plan. And then you have to have a public hearing, but in order to have a public hearing, you gotta have preliminary approval. And because they're single lot subdivision, we here entertain, when people wanna build a house, they usually wanna build a house. Within a timely fashion, so we've been, if it can be done and there's no real problems, we do preliminary and final in one night after the public hearing, after the suit hearing. So that becomes a 2-meeting process instead of a 3-meeting process. And that's concurrent with their state regulations.
Okay.
Okay? I also, maybe make it easier, are our construction details, PDF, get in the email?
I certainly didn't, I mean, I believe I even signed, along with my email, the standard plan notes and the recorded signature block. So I believe, Tom has.
I have plans with new blocks
Oh,
on
okay,
there.
but we have a booklet full of details and all that other stuff.
Okay.
I don't know where we get one.
I'm sure we've got PDFs sent
Well,
to
if
the
you
town, but I
can-
can, anytime anyone needs them there.
Can you share it with Land Tax Office, have a statement of that? And they might even have had it, from Reduce, because they did the last subdivision here in town. So, might be something to look into the records that you didn't get rid of, check. So, with that being said, once again, I entertain a motion for September's meeting, which is going to be fairly long with public hearings.
I'll make a motion for 984 Chase Road. What do you say it is? Soda subdivision. And for a public hearing for the third Tuesday of September.
Second.
Tax council run in.
Any of you have the address right now? Is there a second?
Sharon Steigerwald,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Rich Slider,
Yes.
Jim Nesbit,
Yes.
Ed Nelson,
Yes.
Steve Pittner.
Very good, you're on your way.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, good luck. John, it was good seeing you tonight.
You guys,
Welcome
good
back.
night. Take care.
You all right?
Bye.
All righty. We have standard sizes here. Next item on the agenda, Morgan and Andrew Honan. 180 Ketchum Road.
So this one, this was an existing lot that was created with a subdivision a few years back. The clients purchased the lot, decided to put the house a good distance off the road, did the standard survey and perk test and all those good things. So what you have is a site plan showing proposed improvements on the existing lot. Pretty straightforward. We'll just be implementing the type of system. They have figured out the exact house they want. We got public water out there, plans have already been submitted out to county planning, have not gotten the time yet. That's it on this one.
This is one we haven't got it.
No,
It's coming.
Well,
Yeah, it's coming.
yeah,
They're-
this has
They're
got
real
in
good
very,
about it.
very quickly.
Got a little bit more training than we've done.
I'm happy to say that the easement in the back is actually recorded. Drainage.
Well. JP.
Two very, very minor comments. The, site distances of the driveway should be shown. And it's connecting to a town road, so I'd like to see the town's driveway entrance detail.
a distance back from one neighbor. Keith,
I have no concerns. Cut and dry.
Cheryl,
I've had any issues with the plans so far. I will mention that, we do have a camper on their property in the back. That is not allowed. They would have to move that. Campers are not allowed for storage, unless they're building already. Okay.
Tell them to get your camper out.
But if they are they planning on living in the camper?
They haven't told me that, and I can't imagine they would. I know they have other residents.
Okay,
Yeah, it may have been, they had a camper and mother out, you know,
right,
because
okay.
you get excited that, you know, cutting and cleaning stuff around the houses, so they're probably using the camper
If they
for,
had planned on that for some period of time, they can,
question,
go to
Cheryl.
the town board,
yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's for,
I would imagine a pole barn was for storage.
yeah.
Can they store? Can't bring a pole barn.
if they go to the zoning board
Or
of
did you-
appeals and get,
Right.
yes, they can do that.
I think the camper was just so they had a place to get out of the sun and sit down and have lunch while they're working on the lot. And they, you know, they're pretty excited.
This is
They
only
bought
brought to
anything.
me from a neighbor.
Yeah. I'll buy it.
Sure, any other questions?
I'm just wondering if your garage is connected to the pole barn.
Garage can be connected to a physical. Okay. I don't know about pole barn connected to the garage. Guess there got to be a space from the dwelling. Does the dwelling encompass the garage? I just wanted to bring that out, so, it's not a big deal, but I think. He's gonna have to move it a little bit. Yeah, that's no problem. It's soft for fire and maintenance.
It's easier, yeah, than you get access to the walls over here.
Thank you. Good.
The driveway gonna be wide enough for, emergency vehicle then?
It'll be the standard, yeah.
16 or 14 or?
Same deal, if a fire marshal wants a light, usually, we're up to 500 feet, you do the little bow out, this one's a little less than
So you want the fire marshal to look at this one too, don't you?
that. I like the fire marshal to look at every plan.
I think he's on the signature line, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was all set.
I feel better if, we address the concerns now, not at the time they're filling the building.
I'll make sure he has all the things for tomorrow morning.
As long as we, aim for it, for it.
Well, yeah, we gotta go.
Take back some crayons. 64.
All right, there's another one we can throw in there next.
Okay, make a motion for a public hearing for, on September 3rd for Morgan and Andrew Fluman, 180 Spectrum Road.
Very good. Chris, it's nice to see you again.
Once in a while I get to come out. You guys all have a good evening.
Bye, Chris, thank you. Sharon Steigerwald? Dave Martin?
Yes.
Chris Slater? And that's it?
Yes.
Ed Nelson? Keith Hickman. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So for you, the next item on the agenda is me. So I'm going to present myself
From the board.
Next on the agenda here is Chris Schneider, 38 Lake Road, East Fork. He's asking for a fence on his property for his dog who doesn't like to come home at night. Or no, strays. Strays.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a traveling man.
Yeah. Sometimes that's true. What I've been experiencing this year more than any other year, I have a 4-year-old golden retriever. She likes to run, we play, but due to the existence of some other wildlife, she's a natural, and I've been having Canada geese, 8, 10, 12, 20, walk across my backyard, and once the dog gets past where the invisible fence was, okay, she's gone. And I don't mean she takes up, what she does is visits all the neighbors, and then it's a game, okay? And my wife and I are now at a point in our life where we can chase dogs. So my wife's been after me for a while to get this done, and now's the time, because I'm not running anymore. So I like to shop local, so Steve Speed, who used to be Speed Fence, his dad had it. I asked him for a quote, he gave me a quote, and I'll go with him, and the design does not go past the front of the house on the creek side. Because it's within 100 foot of the great part of it, that's why I'm here for conservation order. My neighbors know about it. And it's going to give the dog a little bit more freedom, and hopefully the geese will fly away and we'll all be good. That's it.
I've got some major engineering concerns, mostly with the applicant, not so much with the proposed project. They're personal, so I'm gonna keep it professional.
Well, you almost better use yourself.
No, I'm good.
I've given this application a great deal of consideration. That's all I have to offer.
Yeah, definitely. One over it a lot, sorry, I can't do it. Well, yeah, I have no problem, I understand this, practical difficulties with this. The houses are close together, and we don't want the dogs to have to, like, go into any creek or go to where the marina is supposed to be. We wanted to stay safe, so that, the applicants not have to run and chase the dog.
I have a,
You gotta prove that practical.
I got a Kevorkian in town, what?
I have a question for the, whether we should have a public hearing on this because of the proximity to the rest of the neighbors and the abuse that the neighbors have already taken by having a drunken old man.
Make sure you get all this in the minutes.
Yeah, right, thanks, so.
I don't know if they have to go that far.
Yeah.
Is there a target on my back or something?
Do you think 4 feet is gonna be high enough for a golden retriever though?
It's high enough.
Because I have the collar with the button. No, I don't think she'll jump it.
No. Cause I know,
She's been fixed. I had dogs jump in.
yeah,
I had Chesapeake Bay Retrievers that could clear my 6-foot dog run,
absolutely.
just by clicking my hand.
So lucky man. Lucky prison.
I had 6 foot fences.
It's a coil wire.
I had a dog that could climb a chain link fence.
I was reminded by our attorney how I should act. And I tried very hard to accept your
I'm being very
condolences.
serious.
And believe me, I would have done this without you.
It was a
When you-
teachable
when you-
moment.
When you take that oath and you become a town official, okay, you live in this world, okay? And you're in a community, and you're in a neighborhood, and you see the neighbors that just go ahead and do whatever they want. All right, and they're the first ones to say, did you get your permit from the DEC? Did you get your permit from this? And all this other stuff. Well, I don't go around blowing anybody in. But I do encourage people to do the right thing. So, and, just so as a group, I know you all know that anyways. And, if there was something wrong with it, I would expect you all to, I would, hey, I was the problem with what was wrong. It works both ways.
For the record, I have full faith. I was just using you as an object to teach a process, that's all.
When I
It's
first.
a fence, Chris. What can you say about a fence? What a pretty fence. It's a lovely fence.
So you're letting him get away with this?
It is a fence. I don't know what to say about it.
It's an
Well,
open.
all I gotta say with these two guys that are either side of me, got in this business with me for a long period of time. And I remember we had a board member, God rest his soul, for years, who owned a lot of property in the town. Okay, we had a lot of things that came in front of us. And we had to ask him to recuse himself. Okay, and he did. Okay, so. Just keep going in the same direction.
Yeah,
But I appreciate
the
it.
rules apply to everyone.
Usually we have a little discussion now.
So we should, we
Are we
want to
gonna
take
make
a
a
motion?
motion?
Do whatever you gotta do.
We should make a motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been reviewed, I believe that Janine Clark is ill tonight.
She is outside, but she had, she said that the fence was consistent with the LWRP.
Motion, we need a motion for approval.
Who would like to make it?
I would like to make it, but
Fighting to end
I'll make a motion to, approve Chris's fence. I don't have any other information though here. I mean, there's nothing on the agenda. Or go by.
You must have an old agenda.
I do have an old agenda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve, Chris Slater's application. For a fence. Seeking a conservation corridor development permit to add 4-foot high black chain link fence to his property within 100 feet from Sandy Creek to keep his outdoor stream. This is in a R-CW zoning district, tax account 006 dot 12-19.
Second from Ed.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Jim Steigerwald,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Chris Slater.
Yes. I recuse myself.
Chief Nesbitt.
No.
And Nelson.
Yes. You guys, you know, this,
Oh,
whoever watches this video is like
we have a, we have two
Yeah.
that said no, and one was abstained, so we have one, three months. That's enough,
Yeah.
okay?
No, you got four.
Four.
Yeah, you gotta have four.
Yeah, you got that Steve.
Steve said no.
There's four of us.
Oh,
Oh, you said no too?
Oh, what did?
I didn't hear that.
Hey, that's $6,000 I don't have to spend.
I changed my mind.
Oh, it changes my,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Cole would have changed mine.
Maybe.
To a maybe. I'll vote yes then. Put it to bed.
See, that's why
Hmm.
there shouldn't be any money.
That's true. Very true.
Well, I'd like to leave a little bit with all of you. I went to a training session in Canandaigua, Genesee, or Finger Lakes Community College. Friday, 1 to 10 scale, it was a 10. It was done crazy professional. Everything was as nice as could be. Beautiful campus, spotless, and there, I couldn't say a thing wrong with it. It was a 4.5 hour, and we had 3 different people, and they were held right to the minute. Yeah. And I can't tell you the attorney's name, and I think I got it in there someplace, but, I just gave a copy to David. But, it was, yeah, we had an attorney out of Rochester that went over cases for and against, wins and losses, and, really pretty interesting. Then we had a couple of people from your outfit, some of our people, and it was after Genesee Community College a couple of years ago, which was basically like a root canal.
That was
Not good.
This was really, really pleasant. I wouldn't hesitate to do it again. 62 miles from my driveway to the campus. It's not a big deal. And really enjoyed it, so, you know, we all got that, gotta make that commitment all the time, and, this was a really good place to go. Or if you had kids that are going to a community college, my grandson played soccer there. That's why I went. Originally, because I knew where the college was. So it's like I can make 2 lefts and 2 rights and you're there.
Well, that's good. And I'm sure you'll be able to share some of the information from legal cases. To me, those were very important when I was going through my training.
It's a copy of law. And, yeah, there was 44 people in the class. There was 2 town supervisors, zoning board members, planning board members, all old people. You know, it's like, what the hell am I doing with all of these old folks? The only thing that I found wrong with it was the lunch. My turkey sandwich was still frozen.
Oh.
But yeah, I would recommend it to anybody.
Well, we've had some conversation about training. Not to belabor the point, but there's new people here. There's people that have training and have credit, they carry that from year in and year out. Some people like to do the training online, some people don't. I like the one-on-one, because usually when they're done with it, you can pick on something there that is mundane, but how you feel about jobs, you can go talk to somebody. And stuff like that, which you can't normally do online, but that's nice. Whether the town's gonna sit there and say, yeah, you guys can go have 15, 20 credit hours each and every year, you gotta pick and choose. And decide. It's not open to everybody. I personally get tired of going the same year in, year out for almost 40 years. First time for different now. What do we got for the town board?
Nothing new. We are hopefully gonna be putting a moratorium on solar farms until we get a farmland protection plan in place. That's what we're talking about. So hopefully this next meeting we'll be able to do that. That's really all I got, I think.
Is there talk about redoing the law?
Yeah, we would, once the farmland plan is in place, then I would imagine we'll revisit the solar code and make some changes. That's the anticipation.
That's a major concern from all the communities.
I was at the Monroe County Farmland Committee meeting last week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. And it's a concern from, there isn't a town in the county that's not concerned.
One question was, does anyone have a solar panel farm that's still owned by the same guy that proposed it for the north? No. They're gone usually by the first year.
Okay, I forbid everybody to say it, so.
It should be called a
Facility.
solar plaza. Not a farm.
I can remember the first one that came in and said, hey, it's a farm, it's in an ag district. There's a door.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, is anybody gonna make a motion for adjournment? Or anybody checking out specs?
Steve, you
Who
made the motion.
would like to second?
That's it.
I apologize.
Okay.
Okay, Chair Steigerwald.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yes.
Slater.
Yeah, just have to have an extra copy.
Please eat all those things I
You'll get
think.
some chuckles out of it.
Jeff
I'll pick
Vitt.
it up.
Ed Nelson.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, well said.
It does.
Thanks, everybody.
Well,
Thank you.
we're over the threshold. It
This
just
was the other.
adds some financial.
Whole farm. What you in front of the house.
So
I didn't think that was.
we're looking at.
They would have to go to zoning. I've told them, it's land tech. It's land tech. They haven't brought forth anything.
Good people should have picked it up.
Because I wasn't sure.